Welcome back. It has been a little while. I've been knee deep in working on these tape players. And I guess I'm here to update y'all. I have been working non-stop almost on these. But the realistic works, but the fast forward rewind doesn't. I pulled it apart. It's got bad tires. That's an easy build though, but actually that one might have been used upwards into the 90s, even though it came out in like the 70s, because the belt doesn't have a pulley groove where it sat, or it has a very small one. So somebody used it a lot and kept great care of it. The Toshiba, aka the Toshiba, it's Dunzo. My dad and I both think the motherboard's too far gone. It's all battery acid on one side. So I might buy one after selling a couple of these. Are the units I fixed that I wanted to sell. And once those are sold, then I'm paying $30 for a Toshiba KT4046 in way better shape. That it has the busted take-up reels and they're missing, but I have them off this one. So I want to fix the other one, and also that one's going to have the melted belt fiasco. And it better not have battery corrosion, because I'm pretty done with batteries right now. Because the Panasonic desktop recorder, that one's actually had a good belt, but it was kind of fused to the flywheels. So I just unstuck it, and then it's playing a tape fine. But the take-up reel gear that engages of lubricant's kind of shoddy, so it doesn't always engage and eats my tape if it doesn't. And also, I got to resolder the mic on, figure out a battery compartment stitch, because it's full of the battery acid ate the springs off. So that one's interesting, but technically that one does work. Then the General Electric, the one that I already had one of, the duplicate, I did a belt swap, I did two different belts, because the first one I put on there wasn't working right. It was screwing with the flutter somehow, even though it was a good belt. And so I swapped it out and put a new one on, and it sounds way better. That one just needs to be broken in now. And then, also sorry about my voice, I have allergies right now, which is just peachy. And then I got Super Lube that came, and I used that on a couple of these units because they had gummed up drive parts. So the General Electric that the kid loved back then, the one with the stickers on it, I pulled apart the pinch roller. I drilled out a smaller pinch roller to make one fit, but it's also like this littlest bit too tall, and so it's still got crappy flutter. I also added a better belt on it, and I still got to do a little more work to that one. I did lubricate it though, so the play button actually goes back when you click stop instead of it slowly retracting. And so that's also been going on. And then the General Electric desktop recorder, that I plan on reselling. It's actually was used in Illinois for the WHPO broadcasting station, which is pretty cool, actually. So that's probably going to sell. I'll probably sell it for about $40 tops. Probably 30 to 35. That one works except fast forward. And when I do sell that, I'll have a link on a video or something, or in my posts, so keep an eye on my posts. And then the Allied cassette player, that one, the belt was in a million pieces. It was starting to deteriorate. I actually put a new belt on it, and I got it playing, but it wouldn't rewind. And fast forward was kind of crap. And the pinch roller was starting to gum up out of nowhere. Right when I started using it, after a little while of use, it started slowing down and dragging the tape here and there, and I found out the pinch roller was gummed up. Pulled it apart, lubricated it. And it plays now good, but the tires for the rewind and the actual playback tires could use replacing. I did lubricate one of the reels so that it goes into rewind without a tape now, but with a tape it can't rewind. So that one's been very interesting. That thing is old school as hell. I only found one ever. It took a while to track down, and that one had the carry sleeve and the microphone, but it was missing the power supply, which mine has. So I got the Panasonic as a motherboard and a speaker and the cassette drive out of the entire shell, working on hot wiring that up eventually. The Fisher-Price I got working. I hooked it up to the bench supply after taking the old battery springs out of it because they were junk from old batteries-ish. They actually might be kind of savable. This is the one right here. It's actually not that bad. It's just on the one spring. So it's got potential. But I have some off an old boombox, that old GPX that I got at the thrift shop, that had bad capacitors, so I stripped those out of the frame. And I got to glue those in, resolder the negative terminal. and then polish it off. And that one I do want to resell, and a lot of people might jump on that because childhood memories, and it works good. I played a tape on it for a bit. The first time it ate my tape, but I realigned the frame together a bit better, and it didn't eat my tape the other times. It's got a good belt. The motor stalls out from the belt, and it actually has like a drive that actually shuts off the motor after a while if the motor can't spin, which is pretty nice actually. And so I got the General Electric or the two General Electrics, the little Walkman that I already owned one of, and the desktop working. The Realistics in pieces in my room, but I'm keeping that one anyway, and I've got to put tires on that eventually. The one General Electric I plan on giving away to a friend, so I might not sell that one. And then the Fisher-Price I plan to resell after finishing the job there, and the Panasonic along with it. I'm keeping the Allied, and then also I'm selling the two radios. The Sears one I got working, the Sears AM/FM radio, and the General Electric Pocket one works fine. The Sears one's a little shoddy, and I got to rebuild the battery compartment on it also, because luckily there was no batteries in it, but the springs are corroded, which is peachy. So I got to rebuild that. And then, obviously, please buy at least one of them, because I need to buy one of those so I can get the Toshiba donor, or I need somebody to buy one so I can get the Toshiba donor unit before it sells, because there's 16 people watching it, and I need that pretty badly. Because I want to make one work. But, hold on, I'm going to grab the Fisher-Price. Alright, here's the plate trim off of the Fisher-Price. It's pretty filthy, I need to clean it up. But those are the main pieces of trim right there. I do want to polish this thing up nicely. And then... there we go. I don't know how those got around it. The Fisher-Price. So as you can see, I did the belt on it. That one's a good belt. But it still needs some work. I'm doing battery compartment mods. I got this one soldered in already. I just gotta like super glue it down. I'll probably just use the bench supply to jump it off of there, because I know the battery compartment's all it has. It doesn't have a power supply plug-in option, which is stupid. And then here's the negative spring off that boombox also, which might be a little long actually. That might not even fit in here, which is even more stupid. I wonder... wait, no, that was off that side. That's right. This is off that boombox also, but... I think I even have the other spring over here. I don't even know where I put some of the parts. Oh yeah, that's right. Those were the springs, which are probably savable if I'm being honest. I need to find where the hell I put the other one. That's one of them. There's the other one. Yeah, I'll have to leave that in some paint thinner or something. And then I can either mount this one or keep the old one. Clean that up, old one up. Where's my super glue at? Get that and actually do work on one of these things. Okay. There we go. Let's hope that holds, actually, because it probably won't. Let's begin with, but... I think I remember testing off that part, that spring too, to make sure it worked. That's one in. Just let it sit there for forever. Alright, well, let's start for it. And I know somebody will definitely enjoy this one. I definitely want to clean it off, give it a nice life. Somebody will definitely enjoy this little one. And the Toshiba, I'm going to get another one probably and try to rebuild the better one using parts off the worst one. Because I can. And I'm sure that'll go great. And I gotta fix the Sony cassette deck, the one that always fails. It failed. Trashed my tape. But it's not the drive stuck because of this old grease. That's why whole reason I pretty much bought this grease. To re-lubricate it. And so this one, let the glue dry on that. Eventually I'll pull the two-piece frame apart again. And redo the negative side completely. Then there is the Allied, which needs probably a whole new pinch roller if I'm being honest, but tires mainly. There's the JVC boombox, which needs tires, but I don't have tires. All of mine are either dry rotted, or they're no good, or I don't have them. Then there's the Panasonic that needs battery supply rebuilt, and the microphone resoldered. And then there's that last General Electric, which needs a way better pinch roller and some solder work. So, yeah. It's going to take a while. And then that IFR that I own, that tube is burnt out on it, and I doubt I'm ever going to get around to getting the parts I need for it. It's like a $400 screen, and that one's sold. So I'm pretty screwed over on that, but I do have a scope now from my dad's work. Let me get the model. Oh wait, it's the same model as the one over here, this DSO 6054A. Hold on. Agilent Technologies, I think it is. How you pronounce it? With a 500 MHS 4GSA/S and Mega Zoom. It's the same exact one that I used on the Trenchwood. That was my dad's one. But I own the same one with the top on it, actually. His is missing the top. Mine had to get the power supply rebuilt, but it's my unit also, which is pretty sweet. And then I got the IFR, which I could hook up to it and use it still. So the IFR still has a use, it's just I can't use the IFR as a scope, because it's missing the screen. But yeah, eventually when I get these things listed on eBay, I'll post some links on YouTube or something, or make some videos. And then, otherwise, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video, and stay tuned. Bye.